Taylor Swift is the biggest music artist in the industry right now, largely due to her unmatched lyricism. Taylor's lyrics really encapsulate the human experience so well, which is why her songs appear on book reading playlists more than any other artist. Hey guys, my name's Marissa. I'm an English teacher. I love to read and I also love to listen to Taylor Swift. So after the recent release of The Life of a Showgirl, I thought what better video to do than to go song by song and give you a book that matches each song on the album. There won't be any spoilers in this video. I'm just mainly going to talk about similar vibes and also some plot points, but not enough to spoil it, so don't worry. If you love to read and you love to listen to Taylor Swift, keep watching. So we're kicking this video off with a bang with The Life of Ophelia because I have a book that matches that song perfectly, and it is none other than Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. So this book is a romantasy, and of course, The Fate of Ophelia has major romantic overtones. After listening to the song and reading the book, it has a lot of the same imagery, and also the main character's name in the book is Ophelia. So what could be better than that? I just have to mention this because it fits so perfectly, but there is one quote from the book that says, "You led me here, and it saved me from a future that would have drowned me." And of course, this harkens back to the lyric that Taylor says in the song, "And if you never came for me, I might have drowned in the melancholy." This book is all about Ophelia, who is an eldest daughter and feels immense pressure to protect her family, and she has a strong sense of duty. The romance in this book has a huge saving element, again, not giving spoilers, but that definitely mirrors the song. There's a line from Taylor's song that says, "And if you'd never come for me, I might have lingered in purgatory," which perfectly matches the book because it's all about this competition where contestants have to pass certain challenges to survive, and it mentions hell and heaven a lot and discusses the afterlife, which is alluded to a lot in Taylor's song. So if you loved The Fate of Ophelia by Taylor Swift, you'll probably really enjoy Phantasma. The second song we have is Elizabeth Taylor, and I also have the perfect book to match the song. The book is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Now, it was not hard to find the parallels between the song and the book because they are both obviously inspired by Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor was married 8 times to 7 different men, and of course the title of this book is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Both the book and the song explore the desire for privacy and the pressure of fame. Again, it's not a stretch to compare these books because Evelyn Hugo is also a Hollywood movie star just like Elizabeth Taylor was. Next we have Opalite, and for this song I'm going to recommend one of my favorite romances that I read last year, which is She Really Going Out With Him by Sophie Cousins. So this book is all about our main character Anna getting over a divorce and getting back out on the dating scene. So Anna is a columnist, and for a column that she's writing, she actually agrees to let her children decide who she dates. So her children pick 7 dates for her, and she writes about each date in her column. Anna has some bad dates, aka lightning strikes, as Taylor Swift would call them. There's a line in Opalite that says, "You finally left the table, and what a simple thought, you're starving till you're not." And I think that just perfectly coincides with this book because Anna tries over and over and over to find the right guy, and I don't want to spoil anything, but let's just say she has a lot of growth in this book. There's one quote from the book that I think perfectly encapsulates why I paired Opalite with this book, and it says, "For me, falling in love feels like gazing up at a dark sky. First, there's nothing but blackness, then gradually, your eyes adjust, a few stars come into view, then suddenly you see everything, thousands of stars, an infinite spectrum of light." And of course, this perfectly coincides with Taylor's line, "Sleepless in the onyx night, but now the sky is opalite." Next we have Father Figure. And my pairing is The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. Now, I will say, I did not personally come up with this idea. As soon as Taylor's album came out, there were dozens, probably hundreds of TikTok edits with The Hunger Games and Father Figure, and for a good reason. There are 2 major edits that I've seen on TikTok about this. The first pairs Katniss and Haymitch. So of course, Haymitch was Katniss's mentor. If you've read The Sunrise on the Reaping, then you know that Katniss pretty much accomplished everything that Haymitch was striving to do. Haymitch was literally Katniss's father figure, and of course, I don't think any of us missed that he did drink that brown liquor. I mean, Haymitch literally stepped in front of a gun to protect his family and also handled so many situations for Peeta and Katniss. When he became their mentor, he told them, look, I know all the tricks of the trade. He saw so much potential in Katniss. But just like the bridge of the song flips the script, Katniss paves her own path and accomplishes so much. So who's the real father figure here? The other edit that I've seen floating around is Katniss and Snow. So as the line goes, this love is pure profit. And Snow definitely tried to weaponize Katniss to accomplish his own goals. But Katniss protected the family and did what was right for all of Panem. Even the verbiage of Taylor's song sounds a lot like the diction of President Snow. For example, you know, you remind me of a younger me. I saw potential. I don't think that there's another series that's currently out right now that could be paired so perfectly with father figure. Next we have Eldest Daughter, and the Hunger Games series is coming out for another appearance. I can't help myself pairing this song with this series again because it just matches so perfectly. Katniss is the eldest daughter and is therefore the first lamb to the slaughter. She volunteers as tribute for her younger sister. She protects the family when her mom is checked out due to her grief, and she's obviously not like everyone else. She's not like the other girls, if you will, but it's true. From the first moments of meeting Katniss in the book, you can see that she just wants to be left alone and live off of the land with Gale, and she doesn't care what everybody else thinks. This next comparison is a bit of a spoiler, so if you haven't read Catching Fire, skip 15 seconds forward. The line from Eldest Daughter, because I thought that I'd never find that beautiful, beautiful life that shimmers that innocent light back like when we were young, really just wraps up the end of Catching Fire, and I love it. Next, we have the heart-wrenching Ruin the Friendship. So I had to pair this with Bridge to Terabithia by Katherine Patterson. Now, full disclaimer, I haven't actually read this book, but I used to watch this movie on repeat as a kid. This is another TikTok edit I found, so it's not an original idea, but I think that they pair together really well. So the whole plot of this book is centered around Jess and Leslie, who are both different from everyone else, and they're bullied for it at school. They create this fantasy world in their imagination to escape the harsh realities of their everyday lives, and they call this fantasy world Terabithia. So of course, Ruin the Friendship is set in high school, so there's that parallel. And again, I don't want to give spoilers, but all I'll say is that Jess and Leslie's friendship is cut short by a conflict. Both this book and the song are very sad and talk about childhood friendship. Next, we have the infamous Actually Romantic, and I had to pair this song with Heartless Hunter by Kristen Cicerelli. This book is the best enemies to lovers that I have ever read, and that is because it is a true enemies to lovers. So the reason that I paired this book with the song is because Gideon is hunting Rune because she's a witch and he's a witch hunter. So this requires him to put a lot of time and effort into paying attention to her every move. And of course, in the song Actually Romantic, Taylor talks about how it's actually romantic, how much time the subject spends on her. I'm not going to give specific quotes from this book because it teeters on the line of spoiler territory, but I will just say that both the book and the song show that there's a fine line between hate and love/obsession. Next, we have my personal favorite song from the album, Wish List. So it's very high praise that I am pairing Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez with this song. So both the book and the song are about valuing your partner and the life that you could have together over everything, especially material things and wealth. So in this book, the female main character, Alexis, really struggles between the life that she could potentially have with the love interest and her family's expectations of her. Again, no spoilers, but she essentially has to decide between what she truly wants and desires and what her family wants from her. Similarly, in the song, Taylor talks about how she just wants to be left the bleep alone and alludes to choosing the life that she has with her partner over what the world wants from her, and also showing how what she values is different from what the world may want and value. Both the book and the song are very cute and romantic, which is why I love this song and I love this book. Next, for Wood, we have another Abby Jimenez book, and that is Just for the Summer. So this song is all about superstitions and myths surrounding love. So in the book, Justin and Emma have a curse on them that every person they date goes on to find their soulmate directly after breaking up with them. So Justin and Emma in the book decide to date and break up so that they can mutually break the curse and find their soulmates after breaking up. This book has a lot to do with curses and luck and superstitions, so to speak, and so does the song. Next, we have Cancelled. And for this song, I picked Finley Donovan is Killing It by Ellie Cosimano. So in this book, Finley Donovan finds herself knee-deep in the middle of a killer-for-hire scheme. Again, no spoilers, but she ends up with an unexpected accomplice. This book and this song don't directly correlate in terms of plot, but they give the same vibes because they're both mysterious and discuss mistakes made by women. Next, we have Honey, and I picked Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan. So in this book, our female main character, Hendrix, is a strong, independent businesswoman who's always been fine without a long-term relationship. She's thriving in absolutely every aspect of her life, and she doesn't need a man to support her, and she absolutely does not allow men to underestimate her. But Maverick comes along and patiently pursues her in a way that feels comfortable for her, and also in a way that doesn't stifle her independence. And surprisingly, Hendrix finds herself very drawn to him. Honey and this book have the same vibes because Taylor talks about being very selective about who gets to call her these endearments, and I feel like that encapsulates who Hendrix is. She's not going to settle for less or allow herself to be pushed around by other men, but when the right guy comes along, she's okay with being called honey. So lastly, we have The Life of a Showgirl, and I paired this one with Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. So the book and the song both touch on fame and the effects that it can have on a person. So the characters in the book yearn for fame, and they definitely experience the negative effects that can come with it, such as drug and alcohol addiction and the pressure that fame can put on a relationship. And just like the song says, the more you play, the more that you pay. I think the line from the song that would perfectly encapsulate the book would be, "And now I know the life of a showgirl, babe, and I'll never know another." Because once you're famous, there's no going back from that. And I think the book and the song both beautifully explore this topic. Thank you all for tuning into this video, and it would mean so much if you would like and drop a comment below. Let me know if you have read any of these books and if you picked up on the parallels between the books and the songs when you listen to the album. I would love to know what books you all would pair with each song from the album, so make sure to let me know that. And that's it, so I'll catch you guys on the next video.